You know the feeling. You find your seat, wrestle your bag into the overhead bin, and as you sink into your chair, you overhear the couple next to you buzzing about the unbelievable deal they snagged on their tickets, hundreds less than you paid. It's that frustrating feeling that can sour a trip before it even begins. Or maybe it's not about the money. Maybe you've just survived an 8-hour flight feeling cramped and cold, battling a blast from the air vent, unable to get a single second of decent sleep. You land exhausted, watching other passengers glide off the plane looking refreshed, and you can't help but wonder, what do they know that I don't? The truth is, airlines have their secrets. There are unwritten rules and hidden tricks that can completely change your flying experience, making it cheaper, safer, and far more comfortable. These are simple adjustments to how you book, pack, and even sit that pro travelers have used for years. Today, we're pulling back the curtain on the 11 flight secrets you need to know, and you'll definitely want to stick around, because secret number 7 alone could save you a small fortune on your next ticket. Let's start with a secret that's incredibly simple, yet almost everyone gets it wrong, and it could literally save you from serious injury. Secret number 1 is to always wear your seatbelt when you're seated, even if the seatbelt sign is off. The moment that light dings off, it feels like an invitation to unbuckle. But this is a huge mistake. We tend to think of turbulence as the shaky kind the pilot warns about. But the most dangerous turbulence is the kind that strikes from a clear blue sky with zero warning, clear air turbulence. Clear air turbulence, or CAT, can happen at cruising altitude in perfectly smooth air. It's caused by invisible shifts in air currents that don't appear on weather radar. One moment everything is calm, the next the plane can jolt violently. These events are a leading cause of non-fatal in-flight injuries. People are thrown from their seats every year simply because they weren't buckled in. Flight attendants will tell you they see it all the time and are trained to stay buckled whenever they're seated. Here's the trick. Once the sign is off, you don't need the belt cinched tight. Just keep it loosely fastened low across your hips, perhaps under a blanket. This tiny habit turns your seat into a constant safety zone, ensuring that no matter what happens, you stay put. It's the easiest safety move you can make, but our next tip is a habit that's just as crucial, and one that even veteran travelers skip. Secret number 2. Stop ignoring the safety briefing no matter how many times you've flown. We've all done it. The moment the crew starts the demonstration, the headphones go on. It feels repetitive, a formality you can skip. But when you tune out, you're missing the hidden logic that could be critical in an emergency. The biggest mistake is assuming every plane is identical. They're not. The location of the nearest emergency exit can be wildly different. That instruction to count the rows to the exits? That's your survival map. In a dark or smoke-filled cabin, you won't see the signs. You'll have to feel your way by counting seatbacks. Knowing it's 7 rows forward or 5 rows back is information you can't afford to ignore. Ever wondered why they ask you to do certain things? It's not random. Dimming cabin lights helps your eyes pre-adjust to darkness, so you can see if the power cuts out. Raising your window shade isn't for the view, it's so everyone can see outside conditions to determine which exits are safe. And putting your tray table up and seat upright ensures the escape path for everyone behind you is clear. This isn't a boring lecture, it's a survival guide for your exact location. Our third secret is one of the most misunderstood health hacks on a plane. The secret is to turn your overhead air vent on and aim it just in front of your face. Many people think plain air is stale and turn their vent off to avoid germs. The truth is the exact opposite. Let's bust a myth. The air in the cabin isn't just one big germy cloud. Modern planes have incredible filtration systems. The air you breathe is a 50-50 mix of fresh outside air and recycled air that's been passed through hospital-grade HEPA filters. These filters capture over 99.9% of airborne viruses and bacteria. The entire cabin's air is replaced every 2 to 3 minutes, far more often than in an office or home. So, what's the vent for? That little nozzle is your personal defense system. By turning it on to a low or medium flow, you create an invisible air curtain in front of your face. This current helps push away respiratory droplets from a nearby cough or sneeze, directing them down towards the floor-level exhaust vents. Think of it as your personal force field. A gentle, steady stream is all it takes to deflect germs. Where you sit can make or break your flight. Secret number 4 is to choose your seat strategically. Most people just grab whatever's cheapest, but a little insight goes a long way. And this leads directly to our comfort secrets coming up next. First, let's talk safety. Is one seat actually safer? A Time magazine analysis of 35 years of crash data found a clear historical correlation. Passengers in the rear third of the plane had a lower fatality rate of 32% compared to those in the middle or front sections. Specifically, the middle seats in the very back came out on top with the lowest fatality rate at 28%. Now, to be clear, flying is incredibly safe, and the FAA states no single part of a plane is inherently safer than another. But for an anxious flyer, booking a seat in the back might offer valuable peace of mind. Now for comfort. The aisle gives you freedom to get up and stretch. The window is great for sleeping. But here's the pro tip. Never lean your head directly against the wall. It's one of the dirtiest surfaces on the plane and rarely gets a deep clean. Use a pillow or jacket as a barrier. Exit rows offer great leg room, but you must be willing and able to assist in an emergency. The key is to know what you're getting and choose based on your priorities. All right, we are about to get into the big comfort and money-saving secrets. But first, if you're finding these tips useful, do me a quick favor and hit that subscribe button. We drop videos like this every week to make you a smarter traveler, and it's the best way to make sure you don't miss the next one. Thanks a bunch. Now let's get back to it. Airlines have gotten stingy, which is why secret number 5 is to create your own first-class bubble by packing and dressing like a pro. Arriving with a stiff neck isn't a requirement of travel. It's what happens when you're unprepared for a loud, bright, and often cold environment. First, dress for the journey, not just the destination. The rookie mistake is wearing restrictive jeans for an 8-hour flight. Instead, the unofficial uniform of frequent flyers is layers. A comfy t-shirt, a zip-up hoodie, and pants with some stretch give you instant temperature control. Slip-on shoes are a game changer for security and make it easy to kick them off and pull on a pair of cozy socks once on board. Next, bring a small kit that transforms your space. A quality neck pillow, a compact travel blanket, and a good eye mask are non-negotiable for real rest. But the true game changer is noise-canceling headphones or high-quality earplugs. The constant drone of the engines is incredibly fatiguing. Eliminating it helps you relax, sleep, and arrive refreshed. These items are your toolkit for taking control of your environment. And speaking of taking control, wait until you hear how a small change to your meal order can completely transform your in-flight service. Want to know how to get your meal long before the cart even reaches your row? Secret number 6 is to request a special meal at least 24 hours before your flight. Here's why it works. On flights with meal service, airlines offer options for various dietary needs: vegetarian, vegan, kosher, gluten-free, and more. These meals aren't loaded onto the main trolley. They are pre-assigned to specific seats, so the cabin crew delivers them individually before starting the main service for the entire cabin. While this trick's availability can vary by airline and route, when it works, you'll already be eating while everyone else is just getting their first glimpse of the food cart. This is a complete game changer on overnight flights when you want to eat and get to sleep as quickly as possible. You can request your special meal for free when you book or by managing your booking on the airline's website. It's a simple hack that ensures you get served first, every time. Okay, this is the one with the biggest impact on your bank account. Secret number 7 is to book your flights on the cheapest days and always be flexible. Most people have fixed vacation dates and book whatever price pops up. This is a costly mistake. Airline pricing is pure supply and demand. Leisure travelers fly on Fridays and return on Sundays. This makes Friday and Sunday typically the most expensive days to fly. The secret is to fly when others aren't. Often, the cheapest days to fly are Tuesday, Wednesday, and Saturday. Choosing these off-peak days can easily save you 15–20%. For a family of 4, that could be hundreds of dollars. So how do you find these deals? When you search, use a tool like Google Flights and go straight to the calendar view. It shows daily prices, usually color-coded, so you can instantly see that leaving on a Wednesday instead of a Friday might save you a fortune. This next one is more advanced, but for pricey international flights, it can be a gold mine. Secret number 8 is to try booking your flight in a different currency by changing your digital location. The price for the exact same seat can change depending on where the ticket is sold. Airlines price tickets based on what they think people in a specific country will pay. A ticket sold in a wealthy country might be priced higher than the same ticket sold in a country with a lower average income. Here's how to check. Use a VPN, or virtual private network, to make it look like you're browsing from the airline's home country. For example, flying Air France, set your VPN to France. Then go to the airline's local website and the price will be in the local currency. Use a converter to see if it's cheaper. This trick doesn't always work, but it's a 5-minute check that could save you a lot. Just be sure to use a credit card with no foreign transaction fees, or bank charges will eat your savings. Also, this can sometimes be against an airline's terms of service, so it's a use at your own risk tip. We're all trained to book one ticket from our start point to our final destination. But sometimes buying that trip in separate pieces is much cheaper. Secret number 9 is to split your trip and book separate tickets, a technique called self-connecting. This works especially well for smaller cities without many direct flights, where a single ticket can be very expensive. Instead of booking one ticket from, say, Chicago to Santorini, break it down. First, find a cheap flight from Chicago to a major European hub like Paris or London. Then, book a separate ticket on a budget European airline from that hub to Santorini. The combined cost is often hundreds less. But, and this is a huge but, you are 100% responsible for the connection. If your first flight is delayed and you miss the second, the airline owes you nothing. You must leave a massive layover between flights, ideally several hours or even an overnight stay to be safe. It's a higher risk, higher reward strategy for the careful planner. If you still pay for flights with your debit card, you are leaving free travel on the table. Secret number 10 is to master travel credit cards and loyalty points. This isn't just about a rare free flight. It's about unlocking perks that make travel better. The world of points and miles can seem intimidating, but the concept is simple. You're already spending money on daily expenses, so you might as well earn valuable travel rewards for it. The secret is to get strategic. Pick an airline you fly often and sign up for their co-branded credit card. They often have huge sign-up bonuses, sometimes enough for a round-trip flight. But the real magic is in the perks. A free checked bag for you and a companion, priority boarding so you always get bin space, and in-flight discounts. It's a system that turns everyday spending into your next vacation. This final secret might seem old-fashioned, but it's one that pros swear by. Secret number 11 is to always try to book your flight directly with the airline. Third-party sites might tempt you with a price that's $10 cheaper, but that tiny saving can become a giant headache if anything goes wrong. When you book through a third party, you are their customer, not the airline's. If your flight is canceled and you need to rebook, the airline will often tell you to call the website you booked with. This is how you end up on hold for hours while people who booked directly are getting helped by gate agents. Booking direct gives you a line to the people who can actually fix your problem. It's easier to make changes, select seats, and handle disruptions. The pro move is to use sites like Google Flights as a search engine, but then click over to the airline's own website to buy the ticket. That extra step is your insurance policy against travel chaos. So there you have it, 11 secrets to upgrade your travel game. From keeping your seatbelt on to booking on a Wednesday, from using your air vent as a germ shield to always booking direct. These aren't just random tips, they're a new way to think about flying. We want to hear from you. What's your number one flight secret that we missed? Drop it in the comments below. Your tip might help someone on their next journey. Until next time, fly safe and travel smarter.